呀，他各种现状的呢，选举三级，呢过了的些的个嘞。我呢第一次他老早那时候弄了呢选举三过些的咋了？呢实际你过的些的哇？呢选举三西个月就才当，呢选举三些月他是呢实际你个呢，就要的。但我他实际选举三些个月就才的，他的也能落差哇的。他这里选些些个大的呢嘛，那得是修业。
So today we'll continue with the teaching on Bodhicitta. So which, according to this text by the great Tsong Khapa on of the three principal aspects of the path. So the Bodhicitta is explained under two main headings. So the first is the how to generate bodhicitta. The first one is why we need to generate bodhicitta, and the second is how to generate bodhicitta.
他等你从这他选举些些月他的了，是他年龄有没有求进别个这帮人选民呢？他今天没我定过呢，你选举些些自己的。你假设节目学完了，就你多些牛结果呢？这些子，你选举这些子的了，这个你要我的嘛的是。
So, I think we finished about the first heading in the last week teachings. So now the second one, which is the how to cultivate cultivate bodhicittas. So, which is really the concerning the method of cultivating bodhicittas. So, with regard to the method for cultivating bodhicitta, so there are really the two main methods, or the which we find in the text. So the one which came, the instruction which came from the Atisha, and then which is the sevenfold, cause and effect to generate bodhicitta, and the next one, which is the method or the instructions, come down from the Shantidevas. So that is the method of equalizing and exchanging self with others.
他等你才写字你的了样，是他，他没三年呢，马写的早了没三年呢，他呢呀讲的早了没三年，你讲的那个马头写呢，看那个，切瓦的全部也是马来斯，切瓦全部也马来斯，没这个是搞成啊做的，马写的这做过的，没啥个他没三年的马写的做过个样了哇，他天气呢，怕说我的我讲的过。呢，他怕说我天气讲，没识啥呢讲，咋了？天气呢，他今天忙要等了，我送点给那去瞧也是的是，没识啥呢，怕去点点嘛东西，瞧我现在也什么的是吧？瞧的怎么
多？I would say, there generally, there is really not much differences between these two methods. So really, whichever method one follow. So in essence, the one is also following the other method. So therefore, I would say the difference is between the two is more to do with when we which method we kind of stress or emphasize, particularly applied in terms of our our practice, or when we engage in the meditation. So there's it's more to do with which method you one particularly focus on. But however, whichever, as I said before, whichever method you follow on, but really there is not a difference, and because you are also the essentialist, also you are the instruction of the other method is also included in your practice.
다 진짜 명어 딩 거는 세시에서데 아니 간데지 세고이나 아니 진짜 명어 세시에데 저우죠 다 대시위 탈라니 제주 손에 아니 드리거 좀 마시고요 그래서.
So let's begin with the first, the sevenfold cause and effect. So by the list of these seven, or when it's a sevenfold cause and effect, so the effect is the bodhicitta, and so all the rest of the six are the causes.
제장안이 다 원하딘이면 제가 네 세시에 뭐 간대요잖아. 네 다 담바니 된지 이제 되니 진담마도 쇼주 신진 담바니 된지 네 드네다 주비 쇼제 토반데 빌로세나 주비 쇼제 되니 질로세나요. 드니거니 세제와 지시 주고요. 그래서
so following this, any of these two methods, now if we ask what is our definitions or the descriptions of this bodhicitta or awakening mind or the altruistic mind of enlightenment. So if you, in terms of the actual definition or the meaning of the bodhicitta, so we find there's two main really elements. So in the form of like two aspirations. So that is the aspirations for the purpose for one's own self, and the aspiration for the purpose or the welfare of other sentient beings. So really the bodhicitta, or the awakening mind, so is a mind which is constitute of these two the aspirations.
드니거니 다 세제 도제 때는 주비신 공부 토바샤고 냐비 돈자 세나 드니 쇼주 세데 로체와 제데니 저니 말로 대마도도 가른 로고 알아 가른 로고 세나 로선 논도 생이데 로고요 그래서
so the bodhicitta so is an aspirations to achieve complete enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings, and so now prior to the giving giving rise to this bodhicitta mind. So if we ask what is its the immediate cause, then the immediate cause is is what we call as the superior intentions. So that is kind of the sense of responsibilities which one takes upon to benefit all other sentient beings.
When I was on the Tigu Carter saying, Loson on the Tigu, Teni, only Seche Toche, Dungas Sawat, Soso Gale, Garichip, Galene, Seche Toche, Dungas Sawa, Shago, Yambi, only Tanijic, Tatic Lotiga, no matter what the Shago is.
So this the superior, with these superior intentions, then one take upon oneself the burden of rescuing or freeing all being from the sufferings, and with such a spirit that even if one have to shoulder these burden all by oneself. So that's such kind of the sense of universal responsibilities. So is really the the meaning of these pure superior intentions, which serve as a direct or the immediate cause to generate bodhicitta.
제가 드니다 원하니 로선온도 뒤고 드니나 로선온도 뒤 라테네 세시에 간데스 시거르세나 로선온도 뒤니 세체 도체 다 등알아 사비 게테 가로 집이 그이 드니 그 셈바질레 와이자 원한 게 코와이나 단다 아니 세체 도체 소소라 세체 도체 등알아 사비거니 다 니파 요 말에 다티 니파테 설는데세나 아니 zubi sujelinde tenza ane ta seje toje dunga te to sawi shedangi zubi suji ko mo toba sha go nyabe ne tani zone e zubi shonji teni chi lotile go res.
So the connections, the causal connections between the these superior intentions and the bodhicittas. So the superior with the superior intentions, so one is very determined to to rescue or to free all being from the sufferings, and wholeheartedly, and so this this is the lead one to then to think about whether whether one has the capacities to actually to free all being from suffering or not, and so therefore as one think or examine this on this these capacities, what in order to free all being from sufferings. So what sort of qualities or the capacities one must have, and then to realizing that the achieving the attainment of the complete enlightenment, complete and perfect enlightenment. So that is really the perfect way to benefit all sentient beings, and so therefore the one generate or one the arise within one's mind this wish to or aspirations to achieve complete enlightenment to benefit other sentient beings. So which is really the bodhicittas. And aligned with the bodhicitta mind, meaning of the bodhicitta mind, and so therefore this is how you can see the causal kind of link between how the cultivation of the superior intentions lead one to the cultivation of bodhicitta mind.
제장아니 원하니 된대위가 세주에 댕이가 세제 도제가 된다. 세제 도제가 등한테 너 집이거니 개 크고 녀비 로선온도때 네 가와오는 용거르잖아. 네 세제 도제 등한도 타나 녀비. 네 저와 희지치 못해 같은 중요해서.
So now if we like go backward to the then the to finding out how this what's caused these superior intentions to arise, and superior intention with which one take upon the responsibilities or the burden of freeing all sentient being by oneself, and so this really comes, this superior intention really comes from this comes from your wish or the intentions to free all being from sufferings. And so in another word, this is the such wish wish to free all beings from sufferings. So that really is the compassion. So therefore, the prior to cultivating the superior intentions, one must cultivate compassions. So when we talk about the compassions, which here, so we are talking about a great compassions, not just an ordinary compassions. So which even we may also possess this ordinary compassion, or also the other like a practitioner of the lesser vehicles of like Sharvakas and the Pratyeka Buddhas, they too possess these compassions. So however, so here we talk the compassion which can serve as a cause to induce this superior intention. So therefore, we were talking about the great compassions. So in fact, the of all the causes of this sevenfold cause and effect to generate bodhicittas. So in fact, this great compassion is the most important one. That it is said that this great compassion is important. In the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Loss.
제정아 세실 루파치니 돈다 바설 같이 위지 때라테네 네 다 받다 와토비고 많은 주발레니 수지에다 네 수세 수질 채워 맞게 왔지 네 지치 모르는 거 채워지 버려서 만주발레.
Yes. Because of this, the importance of this great generation of the great compassions, we can also note that in the text, supplement to the middle way by the Chandakirtis. So where in the beginning of the text, instead of the master paying homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So in the beginning of the text, the homage is paid to the great compassions. So the important compassion is important. It is said that important in the beginning, just as the a seed is important in the beginning in order to grow anything.
네, 바드 같이 이제 가르스나 다 바드 콜라테네 쇼주지 세시 사나요. 네, 쇼주지 세시 사나요. 네, 생제 중카모. 네, 생제 딱가와이자. 네, 바로데야. 네, 세슈 차네네. 쇼주 sem바랭가. 네. 다 대체질로 돈에마 테멜마도 녜더니 용용되고 그래서 대인사 다 니제가 용내 될라 아니 니제가 용내 시마타나 니가 다 테멜 마 로야 그니가 침보에 있어 네 이제 디가슬라 요네 요데 시다되나 네 다든이고 쇼주 센터 시다되나 네 다가로만 타네니 이제 대시 봐라 쇼주 센고네 군도 배워라 네 조시게 서리스
And so the compassion is important in the beginning, like a seed for the crop, and it is said it is also important in the middle, in the sense that the sustenance and the development of this bodhicitta is really depends upon the compassions, and so the having generated bodhicittas, when one bodhicitta, which is a wish to achieve enlightenment, to benefit other beings, when you engage in any deeds of benefiting others, so in terms of the number of the sentient beings that you have to benefit, it is like a measureless. So, and their needs are also so many varieties, so great, and so there's also a great deal of hardship one may face to benefit them, and as well as in terms of the length of the time that you're benefiting others can be also very long. So therefore, to be able to, unless you have this a continuous, strong flow of great compassions, there's a really a great risk. There's a danger that one may, lose this bodhicitta, or one may be not able to, increase it. So therefore, it is said, and we can understand that how the great compassion is important in the middle.
제자는 타말라네 수지 선나요. 이지가 요네 요는 공부 마시나. 네, 나 니로 자쳐반노지 시디 시비 대발이네. 네 텔 로모 가와나 뇽바쇼. 아니 들이 제쇼에서 제자 네 니지티 공기니 이제 다시 봐도 이가슬라네. 드니 타메가 가슬라. 드니 편도 준 거에서 그래서.
And the great compassion is important at the end as well, in the sense that how, without this depending on the great compassions, then there is there's a risk, there's a possibility that one may, instead of being in a situation to benefit all sentient beings, one may simply content oneself in the nirvanas, peace and the bliss, such as those of the arhat of the Sharvakan and the Pratyeka Buddhas who remained in their peace, in the peace and the bliss of the nirvanas for aeons, for a long period of time. So there is this. Without the great compassion, then even at the end there is that. And however, with the because of the by the virtue of the great compassions, then it become, even at the end when we reach to complete enlightenment. So you serve, you become a cause to benefiting all sentient beings.
다 딘디가네 다 돈다 봐서를 같이 이제 전부때 네 원하되는 중고 그러잖아. 네 영웅 봐. 네 세계 도제 여동 소소소 다 파마라네 부지 파마니를 부지 좀 해와이나. 네 파마데 가세 같은 이제와야지. 제와에 디체지거니 세계 도제 제베거니 영웅 봐서네. 연구를 해서 영웅 봐서네. 여동 왔다. 소다 nye tatu pasi goro ta puchi ma to mewa ina pi tel so so ye to ko shi wi tong goro o ten nu ji ga ne tni ga yung sho ma to ga lo ji san yung ko des.
And so now the in order to cultivate these great compassions, for all sentient beings, so we must then cultivate. Prior to that, we must cultivate this loving kindness in the sense of this intimate, feeling of endearments, a feeling of lovingness, some sort of like an attraction, sense of attractions, towards all sentient beings, similar to this sense of deep love and the endearment that a parent would have, especially towards towards a child who is their only child, and that kind of the sense of deep sense of connectedness, closeness, intimacy towards a child, and so in order to generate great compassion, so we need to cultivate this deep sense of lovingness and the endearment towards all sentient beings.
Nye chi tatu ma de te ama sonza tani ta so sebe ga ama sonza tani senche toje so ma she nyuwa da ani so ma imba ani tani ga gone tani ga sono tong ga yesa des.
So now how we can cultivate this loving kindness or this sense of endearment or lovingness towards all sentient beings. Now, this can be cultivated, by the meditating on, how all other sentient beings have been one's mother, or are one's mothers. So, by the familiarizing one's mind with this idea, this concept of all sentient beings as have been one's mother, then it is then possible to cultivate this very deep and deep intimacy and with a sense of endearment and lovingness towards all beings can be cultivated.
Ngazo ipine zela ya ne senji jik so se ma che wa de ne zhong de me wa ji ma che ca xin ba de kan se na ngazo xie wa la ne tuma me wa wa xie wa la tuma me wa yin da nga xie ina ne xie wa de ri chi de zala ama ji ko yin ba de de yin za ne lo de ka chen no ma xie nyu wa so ka de chi nyu wa de ni ke xie de ne lo de ka chen no ne da ma ship 가르스는 소소고 마임바 네 바니스 제조 주 니스 레디어 간세나 아니 다 디세가 차네 때지 지리는 로와다 아니 뭐마 시와다 드니그 진세 지네 아니 파마마이 셀라나 아니 다 드니가 다 진세 제스크리티세가 차네 로다 드니그 진세다 다 디지세죠 이제 단원이 바데 드니마 리페그 저줘야 됐어.
So even if we take into account of one single sentient beings, we can there is a if we think about it, then there's a good reason to understand how that sentient being, that being has been not once, but in fact the a countless number of times has been served as has been one's mother. And And so this whole, the idea of how all any sentient being can be one's mother for countless time, of course, is based on this idea of the how there is no beginning to our life. Which is to say that we have had infinite number of life in the past. So now, as to the question of the other sentient being, in this meditation, to think about recognizing all other sentient beings as one's mothers. So this in Lamrim teaching, it says that the recognitions of all other sentient beings as one's mother, and in the sense of they all have been one's mother, but then in some other Lamrim, actually, it says that not just have been one's mother, but they actually they are, and they actually you recognize them as your mother, actual mother, and by giving the reason being is that the only reason you don't see that is the only mother you can you can see, you can relate as your mother is your current mother, but not all the other in all the other time where that mother has served as one's mother. The only reason is because of the time gaps, or just a time difference. Otherwise, there is no differences. So therefore, on the basis of that, there's a Lamrim which also says that how you can also recognize how all sentient being as one's, actually one's mother.
제장안에 디세가 차는 것좀 마마이세 시왕가명 말했다 디세 지르 못 친사래 아니 아니 마마이세는 가서 시에다 로쪼제냐자 가지 저저저저 가서 시에 아마도 센디가 아마도 아마마잉에 줘라 가인세는 디세 지르 못로 서러 와서 드니게 차는 지시가 그래서 아니 아지 생각만 마이나 니 단능 못신 거면 되지 자꾸 말이세네 아니 드니 시에와이나 아니 센델라요 아니 수소 아마 뭐마싱에 가세요 그래서 인자 더서 아마데 기 아마 말왜 아니 기 뭐신 거면 와스네 아니 이거 내제 돈에 줘요 그래서
so regarding this this meditation on recognizing all other sentient beings as one's mothers. So there are some the reasons that one can apply in meditations. For example, when we think about it, the reason why all the other sentient beings are not our mother is because we consider mother only in terms of this life. So therefore, in current life, we have only one. So we trying to exclude these all the other beings, serving mother in the past life. We're making as an exception. So now, if that is the reason, then we can also challenge. We can also have these logical problems. That is that even in terms of this life, then what about the mother who gave a birth to you in an early time? So we can ask, is that mother is not your mother now, because it's past, past time. So even in this life context, so we can see there's inconsistencies with this our logics to exclude all the past life mother as being mothers. And then secondly, we may also think that the past life is not accountable because we don't remember or we don't recognize that they have been in our mother. We have no memory of that. And then this can be again have the same problem. Is that mean that there are also, even in this life, there are a lot of people who, don't remember their mothers, and so are we going to say that then their actual mothers are not mother because they don't remember loss?
Ni machete relayo ni sosola ni dunga sa ni dewa jama la supika ni sono mumbo une yung to toma ina ni to soso ko nyenda wo taje soso ko nyenda wo na ji lego yesa res ro.
So in this meditation, so we need to apply it to to various reasons and various way of thinking to really to establish all the sentient being as one's mothers, and so therefore, it is said that as we train our mind in this way in the meditations to recognize the all being as one's mother, then it is said that eventually then we would come to understand, come to get some picture of that fact that yes, indeed, all other beings can have been one's mothers, and then once you've done establish that, then we got to move on to think of the next cause, which is to remembering their kindness. And so in that process, then you got to remember not once, how even, as I said before, how each sentient being, have been one's mother, not once but so many immeasurable time. So therefore, when we reflect, think about the kindness, so it's not just one, but each time each sentient being served as one's mother. So the amount of the kindness and the love, that support that you have received. So we have to think about that.
Andi kasala ni ta makashe ko topala ni ta shewa tume pajila ma shenyu shewi tsela ni sosola yapo chenyu ye na ya ni shewa tume pajila kongi drawo chene kongale shewa tume pajila ni ne chewo res 제자 네 마이 제뉴데 네오 제뉴레스 배우 돈유데 네오 제뉴고레스 제장안에 콜 아마세나 가리치무 거게요 마레스네 아니 드리그 송이요레스.
So in this, relating to these meditations, so there are some people who can then raise these cautions. That is that to just as how all sentient beings have been one's mother immeasurable number of time, and also as a mother have benefited one in immeasurable number of time. So likewise, they also have been one's enemies, and so must also have, as an enemy, must also have caused a great deal of immeasurable number of sufferings upon oneself, and so therefore they might think that why you have to, it's all same, whether they have done a harm or they have done extend your benefit, all equal, and so why you have to cultivate this sense of remembering this kindness of all other sentient beings.
Tandi sonza ne ta tewo dembare de yore ni shewa tume pajil ne drazo nyul re ne she nyugo res ina ya ta tel len de karesna ne drazo nyul shewa tume pajil ne she nyul de ina ya ni ta senje tonje go tsendel gomba ti che ne drazo nyu ate ni gone ne tel drazo li gagandu ni nye zo nyu ate mo ate gone tel ni relate grata nie gomba social pendo karandu tane o tnigo ba ganja saris
so now the yeah, it is true that the all other sentient beings been equally been kind to one, as serving as one mother, and the harmed one as serving as one's enemies, and and so therefore if one have a doubt, what is the point of this meditating upon the recognizing all being as one's mother, or to recognizing them from the positive sides in your positive relationship, with you. So this is the issue. Then you got to think, we have to weigh the whether for one's benefits, is there more benefit? Is there benefit for one to recognize them as all enemies? Is there any benefit? Is there more benefit if one recognize or view all them as enemy, or if there's more benefit if you view all of them as being one's friend?
제장안에 진짜 명어 딩 눈에는 마셰피 두바테 당이 마셰 뇽와도 니 마시임바 시바 좀 많이 봐. 니 셈바 디네리 니 따트리가 시비 토네 니 티지가 저 따티 두바 마시 두바테 니 레스페 카오 어떤 일이세도 안 따티 계시 델레오소나 니 디가 저 때마도 저 조가 되죠. 아니 좀 마 안주댕이 드니 저거레스.
So as we talk about this, how all sentient being has been one's mother and so forth. So this mother, then it's important that we are doing this talk or studying this not just for the sake of learning and talking for the sake of talking, So rather, what is important is to meditate upon this and the over and over again, until to the point that you can gain some sort of the understanding, from the depth of one's heart, that you you can connect all other sentient being as one's mother, or it's been something very close to one's heart and soul. So until to that moment, you got to meditate. It is said that once you gain these recognitions in the depths of one's heart, that how all other sentient being as being as a mother, or being something intimately very close to one's heart and soul, then it is said that all the rest, in terms of this sevenfold cause and effect, then the rest will really take care of themselves. Like the remembering their kindness and repaying the kindness and so forth. Then everything will kind of naturally arise in one meditations.
Anani Sentient doje ta dunga to tawa shawo nyapita sense bato. Sentient doje dunga trana nyabigani ani njichimbo shewa ina. Sentient no te ni dunga chi kandesh na deores. Dunga kandesh dunga chi na deores na nanga zuti launch so ne nola ne ta shon sense we ta singi digatana ma shege dus.
So So the compassions, so as a really as a genuine intention or a wish to free all being from sufferings, and so now so in order to so as part of this cultivating compassion, so one got to have some sort of knowledge about the how all other sentient beings are the tormented by sufferings and how they are sufferings, and so therefore now to the this next verse, which actually the is about the second heading, which is the how to cultivate the bodhicitta or the awakening mind. So this line, then the next verse then explains about the nature of the sufferings of kind of the suffering that all other sentient beings are undergoing.
Ade kanitslan senani shito choji che dunga duka le chiwa tombi don choch tawe bis mari mame moche kaniti mame sepi shishi shewara dunga sanchi jinche me pa na ne kan da chewi mano chi ngo tsu sone sinju she pa zes ni tikasla ni ta no so no so no se she bi ta te ne te ngdes.
So to read the next verse, so they are being swept away constantly by 4 powerful rivers. They are bound tightly with fetters of karma, most difficult to escape. They are trapped inside the iron mesh of self-graspings. They are enveloped from everywhere by thick mist of ignorance. So this verse, which obviously shows the type of the suffering which torments the all other sentient beings.
Teunga so manda wona ji chaje wa ina ni shu tropo ta nga so shegana chete ni cho chimbo jil pe jone ni ta cho chimbi gitin da ni ta yun ta chiskro chenen ro de yewa shu tro cho ji bi jantane paro chu mewa ni tni ge chedewa tni ge re de res shegana chi ji dunga dik.
So when it says, so they are being swept away constantly by 4 powerful rivers. So this, for instance, this describe the kind of suffering, like for example, as we human being go through. So these. The example of these 4 powerful rivers, so which is likened to the 4 types of sufferings of the human being, such as the suffering of birth, the sickness, aging, and the death, and then these are explained as the way these. We are caught in these sufferings, is, as it stated here, is not just sometimes there, sometimes not there, but as it stated here, constantly we are caught in these sufferings, and the by like how we can understand metaphorically is the intensity or the force of this suffering, that how we are subject to. Is like how if we are swept away, by a very strong, powerful river with a strong current. If we are swept away by that, so this explained the degree of this the sufferings.
Na jiche me pa kawa ti tse ni ya 참소 제자네 네 지파린 로초 같은 거 용거 할때 이내요 대운조 맡아와 아니 타팔라 수피가다 예미가 레디가 탑에 동안 오지급이 될 코고와 되니 제자열을 레디가 다 쇼단라 수바 제타메나.
So of course this example of these, these four types of suffering of the human being is just an example. But so likewise, so the how all sentient beings are caught in this the current of the strong current of the sufferings, and then when it says this, they are bound tightly with the fetters of karma, most difficult to escape, and furthermore, not only they are caught in suffering, but there is even no chance for the sentient being, for any sentient being to free themselves from these sufferings, as it says, because they are bound tightly with the fetters of the karmas, most difficult to escape. So we should say, how metaphorically, how if we are caught in the current strong force of river, and so if we have a if we are not, our whole body is not tight, not bound, then there's a possibility, there's a chance that especially if we know how to swim, we might be able to to get out, escape. But as it says, there's no such escape, no chance to escape, because we are bound, escape from the sufferings, because we are bound by the karma source.
제장안에 된다위다 레가 네 당시에 타반다고 돼야 아니 디그 무체 단도니 donza 아니 비쪽 자완우지 예대와 디그놀다 donza 때 쪽 자활 빼자 아니 다 딘디그 자변을 봐주네 아니 타파대오다 레지 타파대오 비트야 매와 아니 딘디지 부일을 가서 서대오를 생기.
And then as we read the next line, then we can see how the situation, even more the mercy, merciful or these sufferings. So it says they are trapped inside the iron mesh of self-graspings. So not only that, they are bound by the karma, with the rope of the karmic rope, but also they are bound, by or trapped inside the like the net, and which net is also not something easily breakable by, as it says here, the iron net. So the very impossible to break iron net of self-grasping. So imagine if you are bound, put inside this the metal net of the self-grasping, and on top of your whole your body is being tied by the rope of the karma, and then the how the one situations is how there's no escape from these very miserable situations.
아니 니조다 저거타에 빌츠네니 다 치비놀 치와티제니 다 님의 공인하나 야 파지께나오자 파지루파 제와트니 요시와지데 이네 대우 멤버 세모 문배 문나노 스지 맹이드니 니 드니 그지라 대 아니 마리비 맞죠 치셰구나 셰마싱에 아니 다 등아 만데나 등알 퍼드딩에 드니 그 마리바텔 빼잖아 네 마리바도 몸바니 빼잖아 네 드니 그 몸배고는 네 로데가 세제를 되자고 그래서
and furthermore you see if the last line read, they are enveloped from everywhere by thick mist of ignorance. So this is make this give the furthermore the bad the worst of their situations, horrible nature of their situation. That is that. Suppose if it's a daytime, you can call upon, and perhaps if you're lucky, somebody might come and rescue you, but it is not. But rather, it is, as he says here, they are enveloped from everywhere by thick mist of ignorance, so that it's like the darkest, of in the middle of the night, and in a sense, to show how the beings are completely darkened. They're caught in the complete darkness of their ignorance, and so therefore, which further make their situation more helpless.
제장안에 다시 오토면에 소소소가 마치 용해가 마치 중화 뒤철라요 소소라 아니 다야 보카세 지뉴요 아니 드니거니 쟁예가 다 생제 처마라 아니 드니거 강예고 선두요 녀비 아니 디거 아니 다 저거 강예 아니 타와샤고 녀비니 생주시 그거에서 쇼주지 세시 그거에서 그래서
So as you can clearly understand here that how suppose if you have following that the preceding meditations, that how to recognizing all sentient being as one's mother, and then the remembering their kindness, and once you through the preceding meditations, once you developed such a strong, intimate sense of their the sense of endearment and lovingness to them, all other sentient being, and then in that context, within that context, how when you recognize, when you observe their the sufferings, the kind of suffering that they are all caught in. And then it becomes almost like so natural that one can't, one have to do some things, in order to free all them from sentient, all of them from the sufferings, and there's no, it's almost the impossible for one to not think of rescuing all being from these the sufferings.
제장 윤디가네 내가 안다지 만오지스네 디가서네 지네명고 딩고네 세시스데 송고예서래 제장네 세지 예네 둥가도 나 솜바존지네 소소레 텔레자와 샤고 좀비거네 로 추저보다네 저는 딩을 니 자와도 샤고 좀비 로소노도니 레터에서 말다 저 네 처마네 소소가 말이 념비고 로시빙고네 대체와이나네 다 이제 다 가이나비 지시에서레스.
So if I read the next verse, which when it said they take birth within cyclic existence that has no end, where they are endlessly tormented by three sufferings. So by reflecting on all your mothers who suffer such conditions, please generate supreme awakening mind. So this specific line, when he says, by reflecting on all your mothers who suffer such conditions. So this line carries a very strong message that, to this, not just, when we think about the suffering of the other sentient being, we're not just thinking of in general that the suffering of the other sentient being, but rather in the context of our recognition of all of them being truly being as one's mother, and thereby and recognizing and also remembering their kindness and so forth. So in that context, when we reflect, and then we reflect on the sufferings of the other sentient being. So then it says that we can then generate from, it's possible to generate, give rise to this awakening mind. But otherwise, if we lack this, if we have not connect ourselves with all other sentient beings in such a very intimate, most intimate way as they are all like one's mother, if you're not connected that way, and then this the bodhicitta won't simply arise if we remember, if we think of their sufferings, and so rather we think of this as we think of the suffering in the context of them being one's mother and thereby the kind of one, and this become serve as a genuine cause to arise awakening mind of bodhicitta's loss.
na tanga zo shinga lo tu ta wala shinga de yan shin jong bo shi wo ji zo go wa de no ji tuma ni jin de mengo di che wala yo se je to che ni ni ri me ba ni dry se ni ye se ni bam nga zo ni ye se ni cho pa che ni dry se ni do wa che ni ba me se je ri se ni ya ji kol do nga ka ru shu na ya ni je mo nyong ba de ni yo wa de no ma che wa che ni Sentient ni jipa imba tonyo ani tni ta je kichimu insares.
So now we cover in brief about this, like for example this method of sevenfold cause and effect. So now, however, if these sevenfold cause and effect, for example, if these are the stage of the development, spiritual development, and then they imagine if just as if we have to grow like a crop on the land, so initially before we grow anything, we have to make sure that the land is really all even and nice, is to in order to implant seed. So likewise, it is said that in order for all this progress ones through all these seven cause and effect. So to ensure this progress, so first one must make one's one's mind, mental attitude like even by contemplating, by meditating on the state of equanimities. So this is the state which will help one to overcome all this, like the very bias and uneven mental attitude which one may have now, such as for those, for some sentient beings, so we have a strong attachment and we hold them as very close to us, whereas some others we hold, we have a hatred and then we hold them as being distant from us, and whereas some others we view them as strangers, and really we lack any care, any considerations and towards them. So it's important that we need to overcome this. We need to even all these different mental attitudes by meditating on the equanimities.
Teo so nyen ro ji mi ne ko ta sendi ngi ni re te ina ya ta xiao ngama la ngama mumbo la ni ngal da zo nyu re so ro ani ya so dal da wo tan lo ra dong ge chi mu de ani ko sendi ngal ji ne wa na shi ne da re te yo sera ngama no so ngi ma chi nyu re ngal ni ni ju nyu re se o tndi ga ta pha ja ne nga xiao ni ne ka sa la ta ngem ba me pi ga 아니 다 쳔데는 게 봐요 말아 쳔델 드라잉이 쳔멜 아니 니 쳐자 쳔멜 쳔델 니나 쳔멜 다 쳐졌더니 냠밤에 비거든지 뒤서지네 아니 세제 도제 네 알아서 기반다고 있나지 돈용다고 네 따뜻하네 다 맛이 들려서 보고 봐라 네 보여서 그래서
So again, by engaging in meditation practice on this state of equanimities, then we can train our mind to overcome. For example, we can train our mind to overcome this mental attitude of holding, some as being very close, because by seeing them as one's a friend, for example, a friend, and then we can overcome this by seeing, even though they are friends now, but in the past, they or even possibly in the future, they might be one's enemies, and so likewise, to overcome this our attitude of holding some other as with the hatred and holding them as being distant from us. So by thinking that how the same being, they can be also one's very close to one's very close friend to oneself, and so in fact, to in a way, so we can in this to do this meditation, so we can also recollect about this meditation, in the there's a meditation or in the middling stages of the path, where this is one of the fault of this cyclic existence is the uncertainty. Uncertainty. For example, uncertainty in terms of one's of the friends and the enemies. So here again, you can recollect these and then see how what we call as a friends and enemies and the stranger. So our relation with the others, what kind of relation other can be so subject to changes, and there's no guarantee that the friend will be always friend, nor the enemy will be always enemy. So therefore, we can bring about this perspective in our mind that all beings are equal, whether they're friend or enemy or stranger, whatever it is. In reality, is really they're all equal, and so in this way, once we establish this state of equanimity, good state of equanimity, and make our mind completely even towards all sentient beings, then we are ready to follow this the sevenfold cause and effect laws. Yes. Okay, so we finished with the time, so we leave today's topic, and as I recite the dedication prayer, so just think of that may the awakening mind or the bodhicitta made arise within us. Kone kondo pewa sho